Hello, and welcome to part 2 of Ninjago Season 1 Nostalgia Trip. There's going to be a part 1 to this video, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already, and I'm just going to pop right in. I'm going to start with episode 6, The Snake King. The next episode starts with Pythor and Scales searching the lost city of Ouroboros and discussing the Great Devourer. Pythor does manage to find the city, and the green ninja stuff starts up again.
Thought it was decided that I was destined to become the green ninja.
Oh, the only thing decided about you, Zane, is that you're weird.
Come on, let's go outside.
Go outside for what?
We're gonna fight.
No, we could do it right here.
No.
Oh my God.
Regardless, they get new uniforms and Lloyd gets the box. However, every time the ninja try to go out on a mission, the samurai shows them up, and thus they get a new lesson. Iron sharpens iron. This makes more sense to me now, because there are going to be people that are above you in skill, status, whatever it may be, but you can observe them to help you become a more skilled individual instead of making petty arguments and getting jealous. Obviously, as a child, I was like, "Boo, samurai, I don't like you," but, well, I'll get to that. But the fact that Jay actually put on drag in an attempt to catch the samurai is gold. Also, I don't think I've mentioned how sick the Samurai X theme is. It's so good. It's so catchy. I love it. I do really have to admit that Kai was very irresponsible here. Kids, especially kids like Lloyd, tend to get into trouble when left alone, and that happened almost immediately after Kai left. Also, Lloyd's disguise is really bad. How the heck did... Oh, right. Plot. Pythor and Scales at that really played their cards nicely here. Pythor gives the Serpentine what they want and successfully manipulates the tribe generals and makes Scales his henchmen. The ninja, meanwhile, go after Lloyd and find that Lloyd has been captured, and they get caught pretty quick as well, being forced to fight the samurai as a result. While they are caught on edge, we get to see the Tornado of Creation for the second time, which I completely forgot about, but Pythor still stacks the odds against the heroes. The samurai then reveals that they're fighting alongside the ninja, and they put up a charade, and the heroes manage to escape. I'll admit, I did not realize this at first. The samurai uses their exoskeleton to get the ninja out while they retrieve the golden weapons and escape on their own. Pretty kick butt if you ask me, but unfortunately, Lloyd still remains captured, and all of the heroes crash land in the desert when the exoskeleton and the jetpack give out. Kai finds the samurai, and she's revealed to be none other than Nia. Honestly, even as a kid, I had a hunch that it was Nia due to the similarities and hints on the torso of the samurai's design, but that doesn't mean I was any less happy. Like she says, girl power. And I'm glad that Kai recognizes that she can handle herself and doesn't hold it against her, agreeing to keep her secret. But now they have to focus on getting Lloyd back. This was and still remains one of my favorite episodes, especially from season 1. I would say that this episode made me a Zane stan, but since that's not true, I'll just say this. This episode is the reason why I am still a Zane stan. And he's not the only one who is getting stronger. The rest of the ninja are only improving in power and skill. But Sensei Wu is leaving in order to get help in finding Lloyd, although he advises the ninja to keep training as they've not reached their full potential yet and need to fight through inner obstacles that they each hold individually. This applies in real life as well. We as people must get through several obstacles, both outward and personal, to continue succeeding. And we get some backstory on Garmadon and Wu. We learn that Garmadon was not always evil, and we find out that he's basically a brunette Lloyd. And 8-year-old me got mentally scarred by a tiny version of the Great Devourer, the very snake that infected Garmadon with evil venom, which is low-key Sensei Wu's fault, by the way. Kai and Nia are terrible liars, and I almost throw hands with a Jamanakai villager, but then we get another visit from the Falcon, and one of my very favorite scores of Ninjago. Everything about the Falcon chase scene is absolutely beautiful and leads us to a key part of Zane's development. The Falcon is a robot and has led Zane to a structure within a tree. We also get a pretty nice showing of Zane's fighting skills and intelligence. It is revealed that the Falcon has not only been helping Zane, but has known him for a long time. In fact, they grew up together because Zane is a robot too. Luckily, the ninja showed concern for him and accepted him despite being shocked at first, just like I was. I mean, I was absolutely shook, especially when he turned on his funny switch. We then proceed to get a load of full backstory for Zane, and I'm not gonna lie, I started crying. Zane was my favorite for the longest time, and alongside a boatload of nostalgia and his tragic backstory, I just got hit with the feels as his past is played out in front of us. While Zane needs time alone, the rest of the ninja are attacked by tree horns and are unable to fight them until Zane intervenes. With his past now known and with new motivation, Zane defeats the tree horns and unlocks his true potential as the Ninja of Ice. And as a robot. I mean, Nindroid, sorry. Oh, and Pythor finds the map of the Fangblades, which will release the Great Devourer, and Sensei Wu teleports into another realm with Traveler's Tea, which leads him to the one and only Lord Garmadon. Overall, this episode is so meaningful and always sticks to me. The character development, the advancement of the plot, the score, I could go on. Call me a fangirl, but I don't care. I remember not liking this episode as much when I was younger, probably because I was in a very heavy tomboy phase and didn't like anything that was involved with romance whatsoever, but I dove into this episode with an open mind. And now that I'm kind of out of that phase, I'm able to appreciate that Nia can be feminine and romantic, but also goofy, silly, strong, and intelligent. And I enjoyed this episode compared to 8-year-old me. I love a strong female character that isn't a Mary Sue, especially in a children's show. Although I thought the Jay accidentally turning into a snake part was a little silly, it accurately depicts teenage insecurity and awkwardness surrounding appearance. And it's great to see Nia accept him for his personality and heart in the end, which helps him unlock his true potential. The same can be said for Nia too, because her identity as the samurai is revealed and all the guys are cool with it. They learn they don't have to pretend to be anyone who they're not, which is a good lesson all around, because you are the best you, as Nia says. And while figuring that out is hard, it's the only way you can really unlock your true potential in the real world. It's also enjoyable to see a little more of Garmadon. He's still dark and ruthless, but we see a more human side of him for the first time, because he shows concern for Lloyd, and he drops his feud with Wu, and they work together in order to get back to Ninjago. Also, why the heck did Garmadon call Wu old fool? Isn't he the older one? Whatever. I enjoy Garmadon as a villain for this reason. He is crazy, and he is definitely evil, but he also holds a little bit of uncorrupted soul within him, which is farther explored as the season goes on. Also, I'm just really laughing at Pythor taking a picture with that family at the amusement park. We have several funny and enjoyable villains to look forward to, and to worry about too, seeing as the Serpentine find the first Fangblade, and the ninja are unfortunately unable to stop them. Okay, I can understand why people see this as the weakest True Potential episode, and I guess I can agree in terms of plot advancement, but it still holds a special place in my Cole Stan theater kid heart. But first of all, how did Lloyd manage to be completely unharmed while he was going after the second Fangblade? At least one of those arrows, he just ran. Whatever. It turns out we're taking a visit to Cole's hometown, and we learn a little bit more about his past. He grew up in one of those families, as in singer, dancer, performer, etc. Cole must revisit some past trauma to find his true potential, and so comes visiting his father in an effort to get the Blade Cup, a trophy with the second Fangblade, while hiding that he's a ninja. And not gonna lie, being a little queer-coded at that. We meet Cole's father, who is definitely a drama queen and who agrees to help them get the Blade Cup despite not being in on the plan to get the trophy by stealing it. Lou is overbearing and extra, but I kind of like him, to be honest. I know a lot of people don't, but I kind of do. Cole's relationship with Lou is very realistic, I guess, which is why I can appreciate the episode. We also get to see the ninja in casual wear for the first time, if I recall correctly, which is neat. Garmadon and Wu also continue their journey and fight together to get through any obstacles or rehash their past as they fight. But Garmadon's softer side diminishes and he yeets Wu through the vortex to get back to Ninjago. Again, showing that there are still very much two sides of him. And now he's back. Meanwhile, the ninja do rehearse their act, but it's revealed that Lou is very hard on Cole, and was, and pushed him to follow his footsteps. Jay is kind of teasing Cole when he says this, but he's right. Cole was closed off because he was pushed onto a path that maybe he liked as a hobby, but not as a career. They look so cute in those suits. Oh my gosh. Okay. But unfortunately, Lou overhears the ninja's plan to steal the cup. Cole takes this opportunity to come out to Lou and reveal his identity as one of the ninja. In all seriousness, take this however you will, but it's hard to reveal something to your parents even if they are accepting people in general. And as Cole suspects, Lou does not take this very well. But the ninja have to go on with their performance anyway. It's revealed that Pythor swallowed one of the judges and is going to try to rig the competition, and that Zane has literal butterflies in his stomach. But the ninja decide to continue on with the talent show their way. And that, honestly, is for the best, because they're able to nail it and show their skills and passion without being dragged into something that they're not prepared to do. As a performer, that's the most important part to me. The heart. Putting your heart into your art. That rhymes. And a little treat for lava shippers is here too. Luckily, Pythor is unable to rig the competition, and Lou makes up with Cole, admitting that he was wrong and that everyone should embrace who they are and their talents. This is touching, but it's unfortunately cut short because Pythor and his buddies drop several lights on Lou. But when Cole jumps to save him, he unlocks his true potential. Sometimes, even if it's not a completely toxic relationship, family can hold you back. But opening up and being free from any bounds gives you the opportunity to continue exploring. Not gonna lie though, Kai's mini tantrum is hilarious. But while the Serpentine do get away, it's okay. Because they only need one to try to stop them. And I don't care what anyone says, I love this episode, fight me. Now for this next one, we've been getting hints that Kai is the most eager to unlock his true potential and the most hopeful that he'll be the Green Ninja, along with being the only ninja who has yet to unlock his true potential. Kai is desperate to prove himself because of this. Understandable, but this causes him to get very reckless and careless. But before anything really happens, Sensei comes back, and understandably the ninja react poorly, with Garmadon being in his presence, and Kai is by far the most upset about it. However, Garmadon, surprisingly, although odd, doesn't seem to have any interest in attacking the ninja. Sensei has a hunch that the Green Ninja might possibly be Nia, which is one of my top guesses, but we don't find out. Because apparently Nia says she doesn't want to know and is worried about Kai due to his fixation on becoming the Green Ninja. It's also revealed that Kai was not paying attention and the Falcon has spotted Lloyd. As the ninja figure out a plan, Garmadon goes missing and Kai immediately goes after him and tries to fight him. The fight does not go well, and while Kai does end up sitting on Garmadon, it's revealed that he was only fetching the golden weapons for the team. I'm also sure that if Garmadon was actually trying, he would have trashed Kai and frankly any of the other ninja. I mean, Sensei even admits it. But too late for that. They arrive at the temple and the Serpentine have found the third Fang Blade. The ninja must fight the Serpentine without using their weapons, so the volcano doesn't erupt. But of course, Kai doesn't listen, and while the volcano starts becoming really unstable, Garmadon goes after Lloyd and kind of like dukes it out with a lot of the Serpentine and gets to Lloyd. But with Kai's determination to get the Fang Blade, And in all the chaos, Lloyd falls off of the ledge and is in danger of being burned alive. And this leaves the climax of the episode. Kai must make a choice, the Fangblade or Lloyd. Kai decides to throw away his determination to get the Fangblade, and shortly after he reaches Lloyd, the volcano erupts. But while it looks like the two are gone for, Kai's eventual selflessness and loyalty to his team unlocks his true potential. He puts his pride aside and does the right thing, which in the end saves both him and Lloyd. Kai reveals that he knew he had a duty to protect Lloyd, and that's when we get our revelation that we've been waiting for the past 10 episodes. The Green Ninja is none other than Lloyd himself, which is hinted at by the Green 5 on his design. But I'm pretty sure most Ninjago fans, especially at the time, were shocked, including myself. But while this is relieving, it's also tragic. Lloyd and Garmadon will eventually have to face each other in the Battle of Destiny. This clumsy snake reveals that Pythor is close to finding the last Fangblade, but he's not exactly too keen on the plan. While they can't stop Pythor from getting it, the ninja decide to go into the Serpentine's underground fortress in hopes of finding the other three. While they manage to maneuver through the fortress, Lloyd has an interesting interaction with Garmadon, who is stealing information from the ninja behind their backs. Garmadon does, however, show remorse when Lloyd calls him out, showing that while he is evil, he doesn't seem to always want to follow through with these intentions. He says that he can't help it. However, Lloyd proceeds to ask Garmadon why he left, which is really sad. I mean, Lloyd was abandoned as a really young child and had horrible influences because of it. Of course he's going to have trauma surrounding this, which is even apparent in the newest seasons. Garmadon reveals that evil runs through his veins thanks to the Great Devourer, but that Lloyd can pick his own destiny. Lloyd tells him to leave, since that's what he plans to do anyway, and Garmadon obliges, leaving Lloyd in the ship on his own. Yikes. The ninja use the Serpentine's strengths against them, and we learn that Zane is afraid of giant vegetables thanks to the Venomari. However, when Cole makes a jump for the Fangblades, he triggers a trap, which incapacitates all of the ninjas, Sensei Wu and Nia. And now Lloyd is their only hope. Oof. We also get a first nod at Vengestone, a stone that blocks the ninja's powers. This is important. Kai manages to cleverly get out of the cage by using lotion, hair gel, something like that. But right as the ninjas start to escape, Pythor spots them and binds them back to the cage that they were in. And now things are really only up to Lloyd. While he makes it into the fortress, things do seem hopeless. But right as Lloyd is about to get smacked, Garmadon leads the Skulkin into battle. A nice callback to the pilot, and a nice nod to a classic villain versus villain trope. If anyone's gonna take over the world, it's gonna be me. Lloyd frees the ninja and they escape with the Fangblades, though Pythor seemingly escapes as well. After the battle and back on the bounty, Garmadon decides to leave. Lloyd wants him to stay, expressing that he needs his father, but admits, yeah, he does have to leave. Garmadon says that while they do have to fight eventually, he still cares about his son and is proud of him, but then he leaves without another word. And we find out that a certain Anachondri has stowed away on the bounty. Since the next episode is mostly set up for the finale, I'll try to keep it brief. By the title of this episode, we kind of figure out what's going to happen. Long story short, Pythor nabs the Fangblades back, Sensei almost dies, which honestly becomes a trend despite his iconic line.
Butts are for sitting.
Nia saves them, and they have a race to stop Pythor, but clearly will not be able to because Sensei Wu's spirit smoke vision at the beginning reveals kind of what's going to happen. We do get some nice action scenes and one-liners, but the most notable thing is the fact that Sensei insists on facing Pythor alone, and the ninja and samurai left to look after Lloyd. And as the spirit smoke predicts, Pythor awakens the Great Devourer, but this turns out to be a huge mistake. The Great Devourer rises bigger than imaginable, at least for an 8-year-old. And for a 19-year-old, because I forgot how big that thing is. Sensei forces Pythor to face their destiny and leaves the fate of the Great Devourer in the ninja's hands. We see the Devourer lunge, taking both Sensei and Pythor. With this, it is implied that Sensei Wu is dead and now the ninja are on their own. We then go into a huge chase scene where the ninja just barely manage to avoid the Great Devourer, who eats anything in its way and thus gets bigger. And eventually it forces the ninja to leave the ship and eats nearly the entirety of it. However, the ninja do manage to escape and they take a moment to mourn Sensei. But Kai is the first to perk up and give them a pep talk and seems to gain some inspiration. The Serpentines seem to regret their decision and retreat underground, which results in some funny banter.
Out of my way, coward! You're the coward!
The ninja end up at Jay's family's junkyard and decide to use the tornado creation to create an enormous weapon. While the ninja gets some hits in and manages to stun the Great Devourer, it flails around like crazy and almost kills Zane, which definitely gave 8-year-old me a mini heart attack. First of many, I guess. However, Kai manages to see a weak spot in the Devourer's head. However, now the ninja have little to no time left because the Great Devourer is heading for Ninjago City, and if it eats it, everybody's doomed. While the ninja do get into a pickle and almost get eaten, they have backup. Their dragon is back, and I don't care what people say, the Ultra Dragon is amazing, but unfortunately, the Devourer gets a pretty good hit on it and knocks it out of the fight. But then Garmadon appears, much to Lloyd's surprise, and reveals that he's the only one who can stop the Great Devourer, since he's the only one that can hold all 4 golden weapons at once. The ninja do manage to trap the Devourer, and Garmadon takes the shot, a revenge shot, and kills it, which causes it to explode into a pile of green goo. While everyone celebrates, the golden weapons and Garmadon are gone. But even with that loss, they are pleasantly surprised when it is revealed that Sensei Wu is alive. And that's about it. Lloyd's training is what will come next, but that's for next season. While this finale certainly isn't my favorite Ninjago season finale, I think it was well done, and it leaves the audience ready and excited for the next season, which is a lot different. It was so much fun to rewatch the pilots end this season. While it's definitely not my favorite, section of Ninjago phase, I guess, it definitely reminds me why this show has such a special place in my heart. I love all the characters, and yeah, this show is kind of goofy and is probably targeted for kids for a reason, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. I'm a little interested to see how I react to my rewatch of the next season because there's a reason why it's a little polarizing in the fandom. Sorry this video took me so long to upload. I've been busy for the past few weeks and will not be able to upload as much as I'd like until much later because I'll be working 2 jobs and I'm also kind of sick right now. So, but I'll definitely continue this series along with the MLP one. Drop any shows or movies you'd be interested in hearing a review about. I already have a whole list ready to go with a lot of my favorite childhood shows and movies. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I hope you visit my dream world again, even if it's just for more Ninjago. Bye!